Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this Thursday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Aina Kweo. In the news tonight, the second annual Namibian Investment Promotion and Development Board Know to Grow Next Gen Entrepreneurs Showcase is taking place in Swakopmund at the Dome. The showcase is an annual market access and capacity building platform designed to drive the development and the acceleration of innovative businesses by young entrepreneurs. Dino Balotti, Executive Director of MSME Development, shares more. Precious Ngitwanapo reports.
On behalf of my CEO and chairperson, Menangula Awanja, she could not be here this morning. Allow me to welcome you and represent her in absentia. It is really with great, I keep using the word excitement, but I'm struggling to find another word. So if you can go on ChatGPT and help me. But really it's excitement that we're here in Swakop, converging in the beautiful town of Swakop, and a town that made it quite clear that they want to host the entrepreneurs. I think that's equally important. We were in Tsumeb last year, as mentioned yesterday, and we didn't choose Swakop. Swakop put their hand up and said, we want to host these entrepreneurs. So I think let's give Swakopmund a round of applause. Yesterday, my colleague Chaze noted the difference between an expo and a showcasing, but we didn't have the invited guests here yesterday. And so when you think of an expo, you think of selling product or services. And when we think of a showcasing, we think of how do we tell the story about our business, how do we engage with like-minded people, how do we learn, how do we scale our businesses. There are business owners that we've had many conversations with, and I almost said we're annoyed with you. We want that business to grow. And if you think of K to G, it means know to grow. With knowledge, you will grow your business. It's very important to keep the conversation going. And so again, this is not an expo in as much as we're exhibiting really exciting youth-owned businesses, but this is a showcasing where the goal is really how do we help you to scale your scalable businesses. Yesterday we had 4 topics that we touched on. I'm not going to go into them again. And really it was diversification. We spoke about upskilling and reskilling with all these exciting projects in the pipeline. We spoke of collaboration, and we also spoke of competitive advantage. So when we think of entrepreneurship in Namibia, Her Worship, the mayor said, problem solvers and job creators is what she terms entrepreneurs, right? I think of entrepreneurs as the people that stimulate our economy. Imagine a small town, a really, really small town, and we won't mention names, with no entrepreneurship taking place. There's no town, right? There's no economy. Nobody will live there. If you drive to Luderitz, you'll see the ghost town. I think it's called the ghost town still. That's a town with no entrepreneurship, but nobody lives there. I think of solving social ills through entrepreneurship. When you're busy creating a business, you have no time to do nonsense. Is that fair? And also you inspire other people, you inspire young people. I'm a father, as are many of you parents, and our children, the narrative of work hard, study hard, and get a good job needs to change. It really needs to be study hard, work hard, and create something great. Employ people, create a business. Let that business sell all over the world. Don't limit it. 3, 2, 1. Hey.
Moving on to our next story, Dr. Nelago Amulungu, Senior Medical Superintendent at Katutura Hospital, this morning launched the 3rd edition of the National Surgical Obstetric and Anesthesia Plan, Infection Prevention and Control Action Plan, and revised guidelines for IPC, among other documents. These documents will cover 5 years from 2023 to 2025. 2027 and will cost the government a staggering $1 billion Namibian dollars to implement. Elizabeth Kabes report.
One, the global burden of surgical disease, gaps in surgical service delivery, as well as key recommendations on how to close these gaps. So also in 2015 at the 68th World Health Assembly, 194 member states of WHO, including Namibia, passed this resolution 68.15, which focused on strengthening emergency and essential surgical care and anesthesia as a huge component of universal health coverage. So countries, including Namibia, committed to developing their national surgical and obstetric anesthesia plans. So the government of Namibia, co-sponsoring with WHO that World Health Assembly decision in 2017, affirmed the need to collect data on Namibia's surgical, obstetric and anesthesia plan, and there was commitment to provide biannual reporting on the country's progress on that implementation. So in 2018, the ministry initiated the process of developing its surgical, obstetric and anesthesia plan, and a task force was formed led by the Quality Assurance Division of the ministry. So the first situational analysis happened in December 2018, and there was an interruption in this development process because of the pandemic, and the second situational analysis was a year later in almost 3 years later, in 2021. So the WHO tool for situational analysis was utilized for this purpose.
Namibia has the largest desalination plant in southern Africa with a capacity of 20 million cubic meters per year, and a second one is going to be built to supply the water demand at the coast. It is located on the west coast close to Swakopmund, and the argument of fresh water supply to 4 towns and several mines in the vicinity. Agriculture Minister Carl Schleitwein said this at Cairo Water Week taking place in Egypt during roundtable discussions on water reclamation and desalination experts meeting. Schleitwein said that about 12 million cubic meters of water is supplied from the desalination plant, whereas about 9 million cubic meters of water is abstracted from 2 alluvial groundwater qualifiers in the Kaseb and Omaruru rivers. The plant is owned by Orano, who originally built it to supply their uranium mine with water. The mine, however, never started operating due to the uranium price crash and Fukushima. Schleitwein said that NamWater, the operator company of the Orano plant, have a water take-off agreement. He said that the bulk water tariff for the desalinated water stands at $41.70 per cubic meter, whereas the tariff of water from groundwater aquifers stands at $12.04 and is blended to $14.87. In our story of the day, Namibia recently commemorated World Food Day in Kavango East. When we return.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country, We are as Namibian as you.
In our story of the day tonight, Namibia recently commemorated World Food Day in Kayova village, Ndiona constituency in the Kavango East region. In a speech read on his behalf by NamWater Chief Executive Officer Abraham Nehemia, Carl Schleidwein said government initiatives are meant to meet national water demand and in parallel efforts towards food production. The day was held under the theme Water is life, water is food, leave no one behind. Tuyemo Haidula reports.
Production, which is rain-fed, horticultural support program, Namibia Agricultural Mechanization and Seed Improvement Project, which is in the NAMS. We have seen many of them here in white t-shirts, and poultry value chain. These initiatives are envisioned to improve agricultural productivity, facilitate employment creation, and enhance household income, therefore reducing poverty and enhancing food security at household level, most especially in rural areas. Water supply plays a crucial role in maintaining food security, especially in the aspect of food production and preparation, hygiene and sanitation. Therefore, the government of the Republic of Namibia, through the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, has consistently prioritized the security of water supply for human consumption, livestock and industrial development by providing potable water in rural communal areas. During 2022-2023 financial year, 21 boreholes were drilled in the Kavango East region. This year, between March and June, 18 boreholes with water infrastructure were installed, whereas the 3 boreholes were rehabilitated in the Kavango East region to guarantee a stable water supply for the local population. 2 short pipelines were also constructed in Rundu Rural Constituency and Mashare constituencies during the same period. In addition, the government is in the process of installing 2 mini desalination plants in Mashare constituency and Mukune, Suguru, and Vikota water points to ensure reliable potable water to the rural communities. Director of Ceremonies, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, I wish to express my heartfelt appreciation to the farmers who have graced us with their presence today. Their unwavering dedication and invaluable contribution towards the building of a sustainable food security system in our country deserve utmost recognition. Moreover,
Community news is coming up shortly.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
In our community talk tonight, today marks the International Day to End Impunity of Crimes Against Journalists. This year's theme is the violence against journalists, the integrity of elections, and the role of public leadership. Deputy Minister Emma Theophilus, in a statement this morning, said journalism is a public good which must be protected. Have a look.
Today marks the International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalists. This year's theme, the violence against journalists, the integrity of elections, and the role of public leadership, allows us to create awareness of the dangers of impunity for crimes committed against journalists, and more so, pays tribute to those journalists who have lost their lives while diligently fulfilling their duty to provide information to the public. Since attaining independence in 1990, Namibia has upheld an exemplary track record with no journalists falling victim to violence or imprisonment for merely carrying out their professional responsibilities. This is a testament to the government's commitment towards ensuring a safe and enabling environment for all journalists as provided for in the Windhoek Plus 30 Declaration. Journalism is a public good which must be protected. As a country that values and respects the ethos of media freedom, this day reminds us to speak out against any form of injustice against journalists globally. Any threats against journalists constitute severe encroachments on the freedom of expression and the press, and a direct contravention of Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. These crimes create a climate of fear for media practitioners, hampering the free circulation of information to all citizens. As the Namibian government, we reiterate our pledge to freedom of expression and that of the media. We call on countries to heed this call to build essential foundations of democracy. Namibia has made remarkable progress in promoting media freedom and consistently maintained the top spot in Africa and 22nd globally in the Reporters Without Borders 2023 Press Freedom Index. Ending impunity for crimes against journalists should be prioritized, as it lies at the heart of ensuring the full exercise of the right of freedom of expression, facilitating open, free, and dynamic exchanges of ideas and information for all people.
Economic news coming up shortly.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
In economic news tonight, the African Development Bank Group has approved a loan of 3.7 billion Namibian dollars for Namibia to implement the second phase of its transport infrastructure improvement project. The project is estimated to cost 7.1 billion Namibian dollars. The loan, approved on the 31st of October 2023, represents a 51.8% of the project's total cost, while the Namibian government will provide the remaining 48.2%. The project entails constructing 207 kilometers of new rail track close to the existing line between Kransberg and Otjiwarongo, using concrete railway sleepers and new rails. The works include constructing 16 bridges, renovating 2 stations, and procuring 55,000 tons of rails to build 518 kilometers of track. Other components include modernizing the rail signaling system along Walvis Bay-Tsumeb line to improve its reliability, safety, and capacity, as well as the overall performance of the railway system. Recognizing the importance of good rail connectivity for bulk cargo and TIIP, second phase would bring 417 kilometers of the cumulative rail upgrade by the AFDB. Now let's have a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades for 22 Namibian dollars 43 cents to 1 British pound, 19 Namibian dollars 57 cents to 1 euro, 18 Namibian dollars 44 cents gets you 1 US dollar. Three commodities have dropped, namely gold, copper, and platinum, while Brent crude oil increased with 2.19%.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
In international news tonight, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris called for the urgent action to protect the public from the threats posed by artificial intelligence as she announced a series of new initiatives to address safety concerns about the technology. In a speech in London, Harris said the world faced dangers from AI such as cyber attacks and bioweapons. China is a key participant at the UK Summit on AI Safety Bletchley, given the country's role in developing AI. But some British lawmakers have questioned whether it should be there given the low level of trust between Beijing and Washington and many European capitals when it comes to Chinese involvement in technology. The United States made it clear on the new eve of the summit that the call to include China had very much come from Britain, and Harris' decision to give a speech in London on Wednesday about her government's response to AI and hold some meetings with attendees away from the summit, meaning they may have to leave early, also raised some eyebrows. Britain's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said he wanted as many voices as possible at the meeting, which he stressed was the first of its kind. Harris, who met Sunak on Wednesday, including for dinner, was expected to attend the summit's second day on Thursday. Have a look.
But just as AI has the potential to do profound good, it also has the potential to cause profound harm. From AI-enabled cyber attacks at a scale beyond anything we've seen before, to AI-formulated bioweapons that could endanger the lives of millions of people. These threats are often referred to as the existential threats of AI.
Let's have a look at the sports package courtesy of Sports Rep.
Sunset News Sport on Thursday, the 2nd of November. These are some of our top stories. In an effort to promote the national symbol, enhance the spirit of nationhood, and build a sense of national pride among Namibians, the Ministry of Information, Communication and Technology and the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service today launched a joint partnership through the Namibia Sport Commission. Held at the Government Information Center in Windhoek, it aims to address national teams across all sport codes in the same national colors. Speaking at the launch, the Sports Minister Agnes Jongarero said the initiative will support the country's athletes with free tracksuits bearing the My Namibia, My Country, My Pride logo for a period of 12 months starting today.
The pride of a nation is in how the nation sees themselves. And we are saying here, a united nation is a proud nation. But when we go somewhere, it doesn't matter where.
Let's have a look at the highlights from tonight's broadcast. Dr. Nelago Amagolu, Senior Medical Superintendent at Katutura Hospital, this morning launched the third edition of the National Surgical Obstetric and Anesthesia Plan, Infection Prevention and Control Action Plan, and revised guidelines for IPC, among other documents. Namibia has the largest desalination plant in southern Africa with a capacity of 20 million cubic meters per year, and a second one is going to be built to supply the water demand at the coast. Former world title challenger Namibian boxer Jeremiah Nakathila is set to face undefeated junior welterweight prospect Ernesto Mercado of America on the 11th of November in a 10-round main event in Ontario. And with that, we've come to the end of tonight's broadcast. Please do make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, which is called oneup2.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 as well as GoTV channel 25 every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. This has been Sunset News. So please don't end your day without us. Good night.